You built the business out of passion. You had the vision, the energy, the spark, the I'll make this happen no matter what mindset that only true entrepreneurs understand. But somewhere along the way, that passion, the very thing that fuels you, started to fade. Not because you stopped caring, but because you stopped breathing. You stopped doing the things that made you feel alive outside of work. And before you know it, the business that was supposed to give you freedom has started to take it all away. You wake up thinking about it, you fall asleep worrying about it, and somewhere in between you start to forget who you were without it. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken, you're just burnt out. And what I want to show you today is that the way back isn't through more work, it's through rediscovering joy. Welcome to the Lead Well channel, where we explore the inner world of leadership, well-being, and what it means to build a business that doesn't break you. Hi, my name is Trevor. I run a multi-award winning restaurant and cocktail bar, but I didn't come from a hospitality background. I built the business from the ground up, learning everything as I went. And for a long time, I thought that meant I had to give everything to it. Every waking hour, every ounce of energy, every part of myself. What started as passion slowly became pressure. What started as drive became exhaustion, and what started as purpose turned into panic. At my worst, I was so tightly wound up in my business that I forgot who I was. Every conversation was about it, every thought led back to it, every moment away from it was laced with guilt for not doing more. I was burnt out, but I was too proud to admit it. And worse than that, I lost my identity. I didn't know what I liked anymore. I didn't know what I did for fun. I didn't even know how to stop thinking about work long enough to find out. And that's when I stumbled onto something that changed everything, something I now call passion blocks. In this video, I want to walk you through what passion blocks are, why they're essential, and how to use them to protect your energy, your identity, and your joy. I'll show you how to start small, how to build them into your week, and why this one simple change might just be the most important step in preventing burnout. And along the way, I'll share the story of how I found mine through 3D printing and painting, and how that one creative outlet gave me back my peace, my focus, and my sense of self. If you're listening to this thinking, that sounds great, but I don't even know where I'd find the time. I get it. I really do get it. That's exactly why I built my business and wellness quiz, to help you see where your time and energy are actually going and which parts of your week need protecting the most. It's free and it just takes a few minutes, and you can find the link below. You carry a lot and you deserve the tools and the support to carry it well. So what exactly is a passion block? A passion block is a pre-planned, non-negotiable block of time set aside for something you love that has absolutely nothing to do with work. It's not a day off that you end up using to catch up on emails. It's not background time where you're half present with your family but still thinking about rotas and suppliers. It's sacred time, time that's only for you. It might be small, a 45-minute walk on a Wednesday, and it might be bigger, a few hours spent painting, playing guitar, cycling, gardening, whatever makes you feel alive. But the rule is simple: work doesn't come with you. You don't answer emails, you don't check your messages, you don't allow the noise of the business to bleed into it. You protect it like it's a meeting with your future self, because that's exactly what it is. Why passion blocks matter. Here's the truth: burnout doesn't just come from working too much, it comes from forgetting what the work is for. When every hour of your life revolves around your business, you lose perspective. You stop seeing yourself as a person and start seeing yourself as a function, a manager, a problem solver, a fixer. And that's not leadership, that's survival. And it's why so many talented, hardworking hospitality owners hit the wall. Not because they're lazy, but because they stop doing anything that feeds their spirit. Passion blocks are your antidote. They pull you out of the tunnel vision. They remind you that life is bigger than your business. They show you that the world keeps turning even when you're not controlling every detail. And when you come back from one, you lead better because you're recharged, grounded, and more yourself again. When I was deep in burnout, I stumbled across something that at first felt ridiculous. I'd been looking for a way to switch my mind off, something that wasn't screens or social media or a drink at the end of the night. And I found it in 3D printing. It started as curiosity. I printed a small model and then another. And before I knew it, I was spending a few evenings a week printing and painting film props and figurines under the name The 3D Tinkerer. For those couple of hours, my brain would finally quiet down. The world shrank in tiny details, paint colours, textures, lighting, and for the first time in years, I felt peaceful. I wasn't the owner of a restaurant, I wasn't a problem solver or the leader, I was just me. And something amazing happened. When I came back to work after those evenings, I was calmer, more creative, and more patient. The business didn't collapse without me, nothing fell apart. If anything, things ran better because I was better. Over time, those few hours a week started to change everything. I replaced my late night drinking habits with creative time. I slept better, I woke up earlier, I exercised, I ate better, I felt lighter. One small hobby created a chain reaction of positive change. If you're thinking, that sounds great, but I don't have the time, I completely understand. In hospitality, there's always something to do, always another message, another problem, or another fire to put out. But here's what I learned. If you wait for the time to appear, it never will. You have to create it. Start with one passion block per week, just one. 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you can manage. And then once you see how it makes you feel, start building towards 5 per week. That might sound extreme, but think about it. An hour a day is less than 5% of your week. And if it's the 5% that keeps you sane, it's not optional, it's essential. And don't overcomplicate it. Your passion blocks doesn't have to be an elaborate hobby. It could be a walk with your kids, time cooking, sketching or reading, anything that's yours. The key is consistency and clarity. Book it in advance, declare it to the people that need to know, and treat it with the same respect that you'd give to a meeting with your accountant or your chef, because it's more important than either of those things. Here's an exercise that I've spoken about before in other videos. I'm someone who. It's simple. You finish that sentence with something that reminds you of who you are outside of work. When I first tried it, I couldn't do it. Every version ended up with something about the business. I'm someone who runs a successful restaurant. I'm someone who manages a team really well. I lost myself so deeply in the business that there just wasn't anything left beyond it. But as I started creating space, as I began protecting those passion blocks, the answers started to come back. I'm someone who loves to paint models that I print myself. I'm someone who walks the dog on the beach with my wife. I'm someone who enjoys cooking healthy meals with the people that I love. Those simple sentences changed how I saw myself. They reminded me that I was a whole person, not just a business owner. And that shift, that rediscovery, was one of the most powerful steps in my recovery. What I didn't expect was how much it would impact the rest of my life. As I got more structured with my time, I became more present, not just at work, but at home. My energy improved, my patience improved, my relationships improved. The reduction in drinking and late nights meant that I slept better. That meant I had more energy to move my body in the mornings. That movement gave me clarity, which led to better moods, which made me want to eat better, which gave me more energy again. It was like watching my life restart. And it all began with a small decision to give myself a couple of hours of joy each week. So when I say that joy is non-negotiable, I mean it. You can't build a sustainable business if you're constantly running on empty. You can't inspire a team if you've forgotten what inspiration feels like. You can't lead with clarity if you've never given your brain a chance to rest. Passion blocks aren't luxuries, they're leadership tools. They're how you prevent burnout before it even begins. They're how you remember what you've been working for, because you are not the business. You are a person who runs a business, and the world needs the person more than the company. In my Lead Well framework, this idea lives across every pillar. L, look inward. Notice when you've stopped doing the things that bring you joy. E, establish rhythm. Schedule passion blocks into your week and honor them. A, align your energy. Let joy refuel you instead of waiting for rest to fix you. And D, direct with clarity. Lead from a place of wholeness, not depletion. Every pillar points back to one truth. You can't lead well if you don't live well. So let's bring this together. You can't think your way out of burnout. You can only live your way out of it, one joyful hour at a time. Protecting your passion isn't selfish, it's necessary. It reconnects you with who you are. It reminds you why you started. And it gives you the strength to keep going without losing yourself along the way. Start with one passion block this week. Protect it, honor it. Don't let anything touch it, because that one act might be the first step back to feeling like you again. Those small windows of joy changed everything for me. They were the first cracks of light in the very dark period of my life. And when I combined them with the rest of my Lead Well framework, I pulled myself out and finally remembered what it felt like to enjoy life again. I want that for you. Whatever you're going through, whatever feels unreachable right now, I promise it isn't. It's not easy, and it won't happen all at once. It takes a million tiny steps, 1,000 small choices, and hundreds of moments where you decide to choose yourself. But it only takes one decision to start. One single moment where you say, I'm ready to do this differently. And with the right tools, the right structure, and the right person walking beside you, you can do it. You can rebuild your balance, rediscover your joy, and find your way back to yourself. It's possible, and it's worth it. I promise you that. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and a subscribe. It helps me, the channel, and it helps people like us find the content that really matters. As always, I'd love to remind you that you matter too. Don't forget that.